Hello, it's me again from the not too distant past, and we're going to go over the rich content editor in this video. Now that you've got the Reinhardt template installed into your course, you're going to want to go in and make some changes. And the way you make changes is with the rich content editor. It's pretty much like a word processor that's souped up a little bit to give some added media flexibility. So let's see how it works. So here's my home page, and I've decided I'm going to edit this, so I should then click Edit. Now what you are greeted with is this little window where all of your text that you're going to be editing lives. This is the title box. You can change the title from homepage to something else. I'm going to leave it as it is. Then we have a 2-row menu line. And basically, everything that you can do down here, there is another option for you to do up here. I think this has to do with accessibility, so that people who can't use mice or touch screens can still navigate these menus with the keyboard. It makes it keyboard-only editing compatible. So not all of these options we'll need to go over because we'll see them in one place and they're duplicated in other places. So first off, actually no, I want to show you one other thing that's pretty handy. You see this full screen button here? You click that and now you've got all of your browser to use when you're editing your pages, and that's really quite helpful. Now the only thing that's not quite so helpful is there's not a quick button to go back. To go back, you have to go to View and then uncheck the full screen, and now we're back. But you can, if you wanted to, grab these 8 dots and just extend it down a little bit, and that will give you a little bit more room also. Okay? So I'm here in the Rich Content Editor, and I can use my cursor here, and right here I'll place the title of my course. This is My Great Template Sandbox. Okay, so you just type in and it types in. Likewise down here, I could say howdy, because I'm from Texas, and that's what I would say, howdy. Now, we need to go over each and every one of these icons to tell you what they do, but I'm going to start a little bit out of order. I want you to notice this area right here. When I click here, My Great Template Sandbox, it says heading 2. When I click here where it says howdy, it says heading 2. But when I click right here where it says add a short introductory welcome message, that gives me the paragraph style. What these are paragraph styles. So I click here, I have the option of heading 2, 3, 4, pre-formatted, and paragraph. And why is this important? Number one, it will help your page look consistent because the heading 2s will all look the same, the heading 3s will all look the same, the heading 4s will all look the same, and they will help lay bare the structure of your document. But second, students with visual acuity problems who need screen readers, or students who just like screen readers, those headings are read in a little bit different way to let them know this is part of the structure of the document and not part of the content of the document. So it just kind of helps them know the sentence here is a heading level. So everything that's below this is going to relate up to that heading. So you'll say, why isn't there a heading 1? Well, heading 1 is actually the title of the page. I don't know. So I could, after howdy, say in Okie speak, that's hello. And I'll just make that a heading 3 level. And you'll see it automatically updates the formatting and it just looks really nice. And again, it's good for those screen readers. So now what we're going to do is just go straight across this bar of icons, and I can show you all the wonderful things that you can do in the Rich Content Editor, the RCE. This one's pretty easy. I select some text, I hit the point sizes, and I can change the size. All right. And you can still use things like Command Z or Control Z to undo in the Rich Content Editor. So that one's pretty self-explanatory. We already went over paragraph styles. That one's pretty important. Then we have bold. So if I put my cursor in here, it will show that this is both bold and italic. I could make this just bold. I can make this just italic. I can make this just underline. I can make this bold, italic, and underlined. You get the point. It's really just like your word processor. Now let's say I don't like any of those changes. This one's also very handy. Where is it? Where'd it go? Ah, there it is. I'm going to select all of this. And this button, I'm a little out of order here, but this is the clear formatting. If you make some changes you don't like, boom, remove all the formatting, and then you're back to just your plain text. All right, so bold, italic, underline. This is font color. Anytime you see these little drop-down arrows next to an icon, it means there's options below it. So if I were to take Howdy and then click the arrow, I could select a different color for it. Now, don't go crazy with this. We do need to keep contrast sufficient so that these screens are easy to read, but it is an option. Also remember, you should not convey information with color. You can use color, but make sure it's not a primary means of indicating information. You don't ever want to have a situation where you say, students, what do all the blue words have in common? If you're mixing like blue, red, green, purple words together. Again, that has to do with accessibility, and our colorblind students may not be able to interact with that page because they don't have the acuity to discern those colors. So be careful with colors, but that's it. The one right next to it is a background color. You can kind of think of that as a highlighter, and that's why it looks a little bit like a highlighter. Again, that drop-down arrow will let you choose something that maybe might improve the contrast a little bit, maybe so. Again, if you don't like it, erase the formatting and it's all gone. This next button is about this one right here. Again, this drop down means there's two options. This one is superscript. This is probably the one you'll use most anyway. So you click that and it creates superscripts. If you click it again, it removes them. This would be helpful for, like, let's say you had a footnote. You could do that and then it looks like a footnote. Very nice. Of course, you may have need for this. I'm going to select OLOR of DOLOR. If you click this drop down, you also have the option of subscript. Again, I don't know when I would use subscript, but there's an option for it if you need it. Okay, moving on. This is where things get really, really wonderful. This is the link button, links. And again, the drop down means we have lots of options. We have external links and we have course links. Let's do external links first. Again, this is real simple. Let's say you wanted to say link to Google. That's the text that will show up. And then in the link, you'll put google.com. Done. Okay. So now whenever a student clicks on that, it will take them to Google. Normally what happens is you've gone to a website and you think it's really cool. You'll copy the link, then you'll insert it here so that your students can go to that website and engage with that material. But here's a really great feature that was not exactly hidden, but we didn't really uncover it that well in our first course, and that is course links. Oh, check this out. I can add links to anything in my course. So if there's a page that I've already built in my course that I want to link to, I can just put it in there. And now that will shoot them to the Beethoven video page that I created in this course. So I can do all of my pages. I can link to assignments. So again, if I click on this align same SLO to multiple questions, now that is a clickable link that will take the student directly to that assignment. Here's how that's very helpful. I'm going to remove these. Let's say you go, remember, due Friday, and then you can put in, we'll get to there, the bullets, and they need to do this quiz by Friday. Oops, I always do that. Make sure you click back into the window before you hit return. You need to do this quiz. So click back into the window, then hit return to get your new. And you need to do this discussion. Okay? So now when the students interact with this page, those links take them directly to the assignment, directly to the discussion, directly to the quiz. There's no questions about it. It's really great. Not only that, you can link to modules. So maybe I want to link to this professional interaction and discussion posts. Okay, so that's really great. A lot of times when I'm putting together modules to help a student with the technology that they'll be using for an assignment, I'll put it all in the same module, and then I can link to that module in the assignment. Because this RCE, you'll see it everywhere. And you can use this functionality just about anywhere you type into Canvas. So these course links are fantastic. Course navigation, you can send them directly to modules. You can send them directly to home. That's these things over here. It's a little silly because they can just click it, but maybe you want to send them on a scavenger hunt, and you've got all these different things that they can link to and come back. Now, that's not all. We can add links, but we can also add files. Now, there's another way to do this, but if you already have course files uploaded, you can put them directly in right that way, and there they come in. Okay? But we'll see another way to do that in just a second. That's even easier. I love it. Okay, so that's links. We have both external links and, that's links. We have both external links and course links. All right. So we're going to move on. This is the images button. So this is also very handy. This used to be a much more complicated process. I'm going to remove these links. Say you have a picture that you want to upload. Click the images and then click where it says upload image. You'd get your JPEG or whatever and submit, and in it comes. Quite easy. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that. You can also, do that again. You can also search Unsplash for images. Let's say I wanted to search for rich. There we go. That guy's got big coins he's sitting upon. So that must mean he's rich. Oh, it's a doll. Who knew? Okay. So if you just want to search for an image to put in, that's a good way to do it. Just click there. Now again, this drop down, you can, if you have a bunch of course images already loaded, you can access them there. Or user images, those are images that you've uploaded, not necessarily to this course. I think, yeah, it's mostly things that you upload to your profile, I'm pretty sure. Yep. Okay, so that's how you can do that there. Again, some of this is duplicated functionality, but it's all good. Record, upload media. So I'm a musician. I teach a music appreciation class. I can upload media from my computer. So maybe I go into my course assets, my Music 105, my instructor resources, and I want to upload this example 2.3, open, submit, and there it is. This will be a clickable audio link that they'll be able to listen to. Same thing with videos. If you have a video, you can do that. Although I would really suggest you upload videos to a hosting site like Stream or YouTube so that you don't eat into your course storage allotment so much. I'm going to go ahead and erase that media, but here's the coolest. Not only can you upload, oh, that's not what I want. Close. Not only can you upload, you can record. Now, I won't be able to record my face because I've got my webcam is being used to record this screen capture lecture, but you can record directly in the page. You just click record, it counts you down, And right now, what I'm doing is recording my voice, and the students can click on the link and hear this voice memo that I put right into the page. Finish. I can preview it. And right now, what I'm doing is recording my voice, and the students can click on the link and hear this voice memo that I put right into the page. I'll save it as voice memo example and save. And it's going to live right there in the page. And in just a second, we'll test it. I'm going to leave that one there so you can see it later. What else is there to do here? Upload, record media. I think we've covered that. This is a great one. Documents. This used to be a lot harder process also. If you've got a file on your computer that you want to put up, click on this Documents button. You can drag and drop, or you can go look for it. Let's go back to Learner Resources. I'll add this study guide, open, and submit. Okay, so now we have this study guide. When you do this, remember that we had some different link options. If you want that study guide to automatically open, click into the link, choose Link Options, and then Preview Inline and Expand Preview by default. And now it will open up directly in that page, and the students will just have the document there. They won't have to download it and open it in another program. That's probably a good bet. But remember, if you preview it inline without the Expand Preview by default, they can still click on the link and get a preview of it. Preview and overlay is a little bit different. We've seen preview inline and expand preview by default. I'm going to do preview and overlay for this one so we can see how different it is. Done. You can also, if you have course documents that are already uploaded, you can just go ahead and add them right there. You see I've got some different documents that I could just post in there. That's just like you could get to the same thing with this course links and then change it from links to files, course files, and then you have the same options to use. Now we get to apps. There is a ton of apps that you can use. I'm going to click on this to show you. First of all, the YouTube app is one that's used a lot. Let me demonstrate how it works. You click on YouTube. It opens up this little box. You can search for Squirrel Maze and embed it directly in the page. And there it is. And your students can click and watch this video in the page. They don't get sent out to YouTube to waste their time on all those other things that YouTube is great at wasting your time on. They watch exactly what you want them to watch, and they don't leave your Canvas page. It's fantastic. But let me show you all the other tools you can also use. I'm going to say View All. Commons Favorites. We haven't talked about Commons, but that's some place where you can go and find material that other people have placed into Commons. It's kind of a shared repository. That's where you got the template. And that's where we've also put some student learning resources you might want to bring in. But you're not limited to just the stuff that we've created. Maybe there's a math teacher somewhere in California that's created a great page on standard distribution, and you think it's so good, you just bring it in and attribute it and say, this is from a college professor in California. I think it's a great page. You can use it. Films on Demand. This is access to our libraries, Films on Demand, digital films. Lots of stuff in there. If you're used to using films in class and you want to put them on Canvas, chances are you can find it in Films on Demand. Follett Discover, don't worry about that one. We won't use it anymore ever again. Google Apps, you can link directly to Google Apps. Microsoft Office 365, you can link directly to different OneDrive files. Microsoft Teams Meeting, you can use this button to put in a team meeting right in the page. Vimeo is just like YouTube, only it's not, but it is another video sharing platform, and YouTube. So lots of great tools. We can't go over all of them now and how to use them, but if something piques your interest, shoot me an email. I'll be sure to help you out. All right, then we have some more of kind of the look and feel of the document, formatting options. So this is left justified. We can switch it to center alignment, or we can switch it to right justified. Okay, so let's right align, center, left align. Bullets. There's several different bullet choices to choose from. That's what this icon is. Again, if you click this downward arrow, you see all the different choices. We have square bullets, empty bullets, dot bullets, 1, 2, ABC, 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to choose this bullet list. You type the first bullet. You can hit your tab key on your computer to indent over. Type the bullet under the first one. Keep typing bullets. You can do Shift Tab to go back a level. Continue with your bulleted list. I knew it. I've gotten really bad at spelling. Okay, so that's a different kind of, that's bullets. We're used to seeing those. Also, we have ordered lists. These are great. First item, hit return. Second item, hit return and tab. Nested under second item. Second nested under 2. You do Shift Tab and it's back and it remembers the order. Third item. I like these because if you forgot one, you can always come back after the first item and hit return and it renumbers them all for you. Okay. If you want to see some of the other bullet styles, you can just change which style bullet. What's ABC look like? Oh, it looks like that. What does this one look like? 1, 2, 3. Looks like that. Roman numerals. What does the empty bullet look like? They're all empty bullets. It doesn't change style. What does the black bullet look like? They're all black box bullets. It doesn't change style. What does this one look like? Oh dear. Oh, because I clicked out of it, it forgot my indentation. So I'll need to come in here and tab. Okay. So those are the different kinds of bullets you have. This one, I just don't understand. It's right to left paragraph and left to right paragraph. And I really think all it has to do with is where the cursor is. So if you're somebody who prefers to write from the, I don't get it. If you get it, tell me what it does so that I can figure it out. But it's never made sense to me. Next one. We've already covered this one, the clear formatting. If you make a bunch of changes, you want to go back and say, no, I don't like those colors and highlights and font sizes. No, I'm not doing it. You can click that button and undo all those formats. Tables. You can insert a table. I'll do a 4x4 table. Then you can type in those cells. There's a lot of different options you have here. There's table properties so that you could change the width and height and the padding and the border width and the caption and the alignment. You could select different border styles, different border colors, different background colors, save, and see there it's changed that table. But the other thing you can do, and this one is kind of important, kind of like paragraph styles. You go to this tables button, and here I'm in the row, and I want to change my row properties to call this row type a header again. So this header would be things like name, occupation, state, and favorite movie. So when a screen reader reads this table, it knows that that first row is a header, and it will clue the student in who needs to use a screen reader. Okay, this is just telling you what is coming up in the table, and then we get into the different parts of data. You can insert a row before, insert a row after. You can delete a row. You can insert a column before, insert a column after, and delete a column. All of those are available here in table, cell, row, column. Table properties, you can also delete the table, and that's what I just did. Math editor, math equation editor. I will look silly if I try to look smart doing this because I don't know what any of this is. So we'll do this. You can go over to the tab and put in some scary Greek looking things, relationships, and then arrows and miscellaneous. I got to close that delimiter, right? Now, you math people will probably be more familiar with this, but there's an equation editor right there. And I don't know what switch view to advanced does. If you're really good at this and you know what you're doing, you already know how to probably code this in HTML, I guess. I don't know what that is, but it's all the different things that you could do. Switch back to the basic view. Of course, you can type your numbers and apparently also letters. Q. R. And when you're done, you click Insert Equation, and there it is. Looks beautiful. I'm just going to delete it. Finally, and this is a great one, embed media. Okay, so most often you will use this. So if you upload videos to Stream, this is how you're going to share those videos. You're going to go to Stream, get the embed code, and paste it in here. I'm a guy that uses Spotify a lot in my class. So let me show you how I would do that. Let's say I wanted to share a listening list with someone. I'm gonna log. Oh, no, I don't. Open the web player. Say I want to share my final exam listening list. I go here. I go to share, embed playlist, and that copies the code. Copy code. Then I come back to my page that I'm working on, click this embed, paste the code in there, and voila, there it is. My playlist in the page. It's kind of like a portal to Spotify within this Canvas page. I mentioned earlier you can record media comments. I did that so you could see what that looks like on the page. Hi, this is a media comment I'm recording directly in the Rich Content Editor using my webcam and microphone. And it just appears right there in the page for your students to watch. Isn't that cool? Yeah, that's pretty cool. Hi, this is a media comment. No, don't do it again, Hugh. Okay, so I'm done editing my things. I'm going to go ahead and click Save. And this is kind of what the page will look like when your students see it. Here is that voice memo. And right now what I'm doing is recording my voice, and the students can click on the link and hear this voice memo that I put right into the page. Here is the document that we did as overlay instead of inline. Let's see what happens when we click on it. Oh. So it kind of opens the document on top of it in its own completely new window. And it's taken a while. My goodness. I'll close that. But that's how that did it. Here's the YouTube video. Like I said, it plays
this is a bird
right
feeder.
there
And
in the page. The students don't have to go anywhere else. You can keep them on task. Here is that Spotify playlist that I embedded with the embed. And then here is the media comment that I recorded. Hi, this is a media. Okay, so there is a lot here with the Rich Content Editor. And you will come across this Rich Content Editor in many, many places. When you're editing an assignment, it will be the Rich Content Editor. When you're editing a discussion post, it will be the Rich Content Editor. When you're replying to a discussion, it will be the Rich Content Editor. When your students are replying to a discussion, they will use the Rich Content Editor. The only place they don't really use the rich content editor is in announcements. And that's something that is kind of weird to me, because it seems like it'd be nice to be able to link to an assignment in an announcement, but the rich content editor is not there. So that's curious to me. Okay, that's it. We've gone through all of these icons, pretty much everything I showed you. You can also do up here with this menu. And I hope this was informative. I know this was a long one. This is one of the things you'll use over and over and over again. So it was something we had to get into the weeds on just a little bit. All right, thanks a lot.